Are you ready?
This is the D-Generation CLIX podcast with your hosts.
Who is Ravage?
Ryan Reckman.
The name's Ravage. Will you take the dynamite tactics of
Miles Kane.
Hand me that bottle cap. Hand me that paperclip. Grab that twine. Gun wrapper.
Asgard to mouth.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
And Pete.
'cause I'm just Pete.
Welcome back to the D-Generation CLIX podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me tonight is Miles. Miles, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. You know, I'm making sure to leave my beers out for Stone Cold tonight.
Oh, because it's 3:16 as we record?
It's 3:16. Yes.
All right. This is just trying to put out a podcast before CCO. Miles, you will not be joining us down there, correct?
Correct. I cannot make it work this year.
But you will be at CLIX Mania at Adepticon the following week. That's correct, right?
Yeah, in Milwaukee, Oregon.
No.
Oh, I have my flight to Milwaukee, Oregon. I better fix that. Yeah, I'll be out there.
I feel like you've done that before, actually.
I did get a hotel in the wrong Redmond when I went to Washington.
Yes, that was what it was.
Yeah.
Before we get into the CCO stuff, we do have one more week to plug Adepticon. So CLIX Mania, we have Thursday, March 28th through Sunday, March 29th. Pre-registration for CLIX Mania at Adepticon is closed, but you can still show up the day of and get the badges and the tickets for this. You can look at all the details on HC Units under the Circuits tab. That's Thursday, March 26th through Sunday, March 29th.
It's Ollie with his dad for the next corner of chaos.
All right, Ollie, what do you want to talk about today?
Today I want to talk about how excited I am for Orlando coming up.
All right, what are you going to be doing in Orlando?
Playing BRs, and we're gonna do doubles.
The double issue event? Yep, me and you are going in on that. And then what are you doing after that for the rest of the weekend?
BRs! Which are my least favorite thing for sure.
Well, that's not true at all.
I know, that's not true at all.
You love sealed. You love opening new stuff all the time, right?
Oh yeah, sealed's always fun.
So you're going for the BR championship?
Yeah.
All right, I think you can do it.
I don't think there are going to be people just coming for BRs. So.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. To be determined.
And do you want to talk about your games that you played this week earlier?
Yes. So I played a Null Team.
The new Chase from the new Venom set, which I know you're also stoked about.
Yes. I'm hoping that we get a little bit of Venom in for Orlando.
Well, that would be great.
That would be just amazing.
I would not plan on it, though.
I know. And so I played Null with the new common Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
The 20.1 non-venomized. And then I played a Clintar symbiote, which he has some big news coming up. So starting with Null. So on our match with me and you, what happened?
Well, we got there a little late, so we rushed into our match. Don't forget, what did you have on Null?
Well, I had the Venomax, which is really good.
It is really good on Null.
We could have unequipped him because my dad was playing Prime Rogue, so we could have unequipped each other's equipment,
We could have.
which would kind of be funny.
So our first match, we kind of rushed at it really
Yeah.
quick, and I was not able to take out Null, though, was I? I was not.
Mm-hmm.
What guys did you bring in with Null?
I brought in the Maker and the 400 Venom.
Venom, yeah. Did you like those options? There's not a ton of options right
Yeah.
now
It's in Modern.
in Modern, yeah.
But when it goes to like Silver, there'll be more.
There is, yeah.
Because then you get like the Venom Carnage, Spider-Man Absolute Carnage, and stuff like that.
What about your second match?
My second match, I played against Looper, which Noel just went over, said, "Bye, Nico." Just hit Nico for 6. Used the Venom Axe to trigger the power. The power where I can choose a adjacent person to the hit character.
Mhm.
They are hit and dealt damage.
Yep.
Since I'm not using bolts,
Mm-hmm.
they both take 6.
That is correct. So you dealt 6 to Nico and then
And 6 to Hadariel.
Hadari, which is pretty devastating, wasn't it?
He got fortified.
Oh, okay.
But I killed Nico.
You sure did. 6 damage will do that to a lot of pieces.
And then after I went all out on trying to kill Juggernaut, that thing was healing away with the heart-shaped herb. Noel's just like, let's go. Oh, and then Jeff is I brought Jeff with every time I carried Jeff because Jeff's awesome.
Okay.
And they were best friends.
They were best friends. I don't know if that happens.
I'm currently making a book about how Jeff and Noel should be best friends.
That's a great book. I don't think anyone else is going to write that book, so you go ahead and do that.
And so my Jeff, he is just devastating. If you have the herb next to him and he only gets hit once per turn, if everybody on the other team is on their first click, he's just dancing his dial essentially.
Just keeps going back up.
Because if they're on their top dial, he only takes 1 damage.
Right.
For his first 2 clicks.
Mm-hmm.
So if they only keep hitting him once, it's just even if he gets hit for let's say he gets hit for 6 damage, it's reduced by 5 and turned into 1.
It is. You're right.
Without a fortify.
Without a fortify. He's got a built-in fortify, doesn't
He
he?
does. Because he's too cute.
Is there anything else that happened in that match?
In that match, when I finally killed Juggernaut, I killed Tadariel, then it was just the one chat Agatha left, and then he eventually just gave up. He gave up.
Gotcha.
And so there was a turn where he used images of icon. So and he got a 4 or a 3. So he got 2
Mm-hmm.
for the evading tokens on Juggernaut.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, these are really the only 2 people that can hit him right now, so let's just let him waste it.
Oh, okay.
So I just kind of sat there, had to turn to focus on my other guys. And then on my third game, I played a new person that came.
Mm-hmm.
I think his name was Michael, but
Yeah.
he played I think it was the 300-point Thanos, but at 150, the Chase Iron Man from Strange Tales, and a
Tony Stark,
Tony
Sorcerer
Stark,
Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Gotcha.
It's a long name. And then a rare Doctor Strange and he played Oster.
Gotcha.
So, and then Null. So here's where the big Clint symbiote thing comes in.
Okay.
So, I think it was my Venom Jeff, but my Venom Jeff, got him to his stop click, which is his last click. The Clint symbiote comes, poison. And then the poison kills him.
Got him. Gotcha.
And then it was at the end. It was just Noel and Iron Man fighting. I was hoping to get the poison off from the Clint symbiote,
Again, yeah.
but he did the Oster, so he just probbing, then healing, then probbing, then healing.
Oh, gotcha.
Even if he hit, he just probbed it.
Yep, I've done that.
So I'm like, and then he told me I couldn't kill him with poison. So I'm like, okay, I'll just hit him hard with Null.
Okay, and then is that what did Iron Man in?
That's what did Iron Man.
All right.
He got him to the second chunk of the dial. He got him to a little past the halfway point. Then I healed him up 5 clicks in one turn to bring him to full click.
Oh, because of the D6 rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 2, a 2, a 1.
Wow.
So it's just like, I'm back.
So I know you were waiting to play Null. What do you think about Null?
So long.
Is that your new piece?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to probably see a lot of Null.
I don't know if he tops Vampire Wolverine, though.
No, but those are definitely your 2 favorites right now, I think, right?
In Modern currently, yeah. I mean, nothing's going to beat Bram Colossus. So,
Are you still sad about losing him?
yeah, I'm still sad.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're not going to eventually make something like him.
No, they probably will at some point.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're getting ready to go to Orlando. Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm really excited to go to Orlando.
All right, well, we'll be there soon, okay?
Mhm.
All right, bye. We've talked a ton about Silver Pulp, which is the CCO Friday event, so I don't really think we need to go any deeper into there. And then we just talked, I think, last episode about Modern. So we're going to focus on Thursday's event, which is double issue, and then talk a little bit about Team Sealed for the Sunday event, which will have Strange Tales. So double issue is incredibly confusing, so we're just going to kind of go down the rules first. So it says players will play in teams of 2 against opposing 2-player teams. A team is composed of 2 players who will each field 1 force. For initiative and player order, all 4 players will be on the same map. After force reveal, all 4 players will roll for initiative, and each force will separately check to see if it is a theme team. During force construction, through when establishing theme teams, any effect affecting a friendly character will only affect your own force and not your teammate for determining theme teams, solely for the simplicity of coding theme team cheats into force construction programs. If 2 opposing players tie with the same highest result, those players will reroll to determine which of them is the player with the highest result. Repeat if there are more ties. The player with the highest result will choose which team will be the team with the first player, and then that team will decide which member of their team to be assigned the role of first player for the match. The other teammate will be assigned the role of third player for the match. The team that does not contain the first and third players will choose which of their players is the second player and which is the fourth player. So that'll change game to game, it looks like. And this really affects giving keywords to people, right? So something like Genesis will not make everyone a Rocco for your teammate.
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing, is that you're not going to be able to give keywords, and that's probably going to affect something like Orca, the LE.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, Orca's at the beginning of the game, so Orca would be, but for keyword cheats, no.
That's
but if everyone has Dolphin, then Orca should, because it says at the beginning of the game, if your force has exactly 6 characters, and both forces, I believe, are considered one force, right?
Okay, so you'd have to do 3 and 3 for that, because that would be after all the other force construction and establishing theme teams.
Or 1 and 5, yeah.
Can you think of anything
as long
else?
as everyone has Dolphin, Orca should trigger. Nort can't choose a keyword from your partners.
Okay.
Team.
Well, I'm not going to have to worry about that one.
Well, I know you're not. Yeah, I get it. You don't want to join the 4 people that have won with them. I get it.
All right, what about the map choice and map side?
All right. So, yeah, I'll get it. We have map choice and map side. The second player will choose one map from their force, not one of their teammates' maps, for all players to play on. The first player will select an edge of a map, then the left 8 or right 8 squares of that map edge to be their starting area for this game. Their teammate will use the other 8 squares of the selected map edge as their starting area. Setting up forces in player order 1, 2, 3, 4. Player 2 will choose the left or right section of 8 squares of the edge of the map opposite the opposing team and set up their force. Players 3 and 4 will set up in turn order with the remaining 2 starting areas on their respective sides of the map.
So for this, you get to build with 2 maps each, and it'll affect the map you can choose based off who you choose as the first player, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, this is and then you only get 8 squares to the sideline, so like I guess it's also going to work a little bit different too, instead of being able to place together as a team.
Mm-hmm. And then it's not going to always go clockwise, right? Because it says you can choose, so it could, some games it could go player 1 and then...
Well, you're not going to go.
Huh?
Well, no, they're still on the same side. You're still on the same side, so you're never going clockwise. You're always going back and forth. So you will get 8 squares of like your starting area, the first 8. So squares like 1 through 8. Your teammate will get squares 9 through 16. So from what this sounds like is that if you have 9 figures, you expand your starting area, even if your teammate has 3.
That's what it sounds like. You only have 200 points,
you're playing
though.
on the same side.
If you have 9 figures with 200 points, I don't think your chances are going to be great of winning.
No, I'm just saying though, it's just it's weird how it's just that's you'd be expanding that instead of being able to place anywhere in the starting area with your teammate.
But so I guess some games though. So let's say you're player 1 all day, okay, and you go up against your opponent. Sometimes player 2 will be sitting or would go across from you. Sometimes player 2 would be across and to the left, right? Because player 2 will choose the left or right sections of the 8 squares. So it's never going to be in the same order. So yeah, clockwise was not correct, but it'll either, you know what I mean? It's either going to go, it's never going to always be the same order. So that's kind of weird too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I see what you mean. Yeah, because they're starting area. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't mean clockwise, but it would be either going across from you or to the left or whatever. All right, so gameplay. At the beginning of the game sequence follows turn order like any other HeroClix match. Player 1 will resolve their effects, followed by player 2, 3, and 4. During the match, players will take turns in order. Your teammates' figures are considered friendly to your force during that match, including being able to place or carry them, but you cannot take actions with them or give them instructions such as move or attack. Exception for determining action total. Leadership and OMAC Prime only modify the action total of the player who controls the game element and not other players they are friendly to. For example, if your teammate has a character that can use leadership, they have an action total of 3 and you have an action total of 2. Clarification, specifically characters intended to give instructions to other characters not part of your force can still give instructions to a teammate's characters, like the Iconics Peacemaker will still cause your teammates' characters to move 1 square. Clarification, for effects that are once for all friendly characters, such as the Avengers team ability or the Justice League team ability, if both players on a team have characters that can use the effect, they must choose together as a team for all of their characters on both players' forces. All right, so anything that gives action total +1 is just who has the piece that says action total +1.
Yeah, which makes sense. I wish they wouldn't have just put OMAC Prime. Because because you also have like the JLU starters, for instance, like if you have enough Justice League figures.
And there's pieces that
various
hit. There's pieces that like hit, and then it says action total +1, right?
Yeah.
And then
which makes sense for your turn. Yeah.
What's the other big? Spirit of the Game. That's another one too. So there's quite a few of those.
Yeah.
And so clarification on the moving, I guess that would probably, the big thing would be, what's her face? Dark Phoenix from MOE. If she moves, you wouldn't be able to move or have your friendly brute on your teammate's team attack or move.
Yeah, that's yeah. Because I was thinking that too. Like the same thing with Kazar. It's able to move them and whatnot. Other characters. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, so
I
that'd be
think
the
the
right
MOE
one.
is probably the best one, especially the brute, which means that they can't. I'm not sure how I feel about that honestly, because they are friendly to your force,
Yeah.
and yeah,
You also have what is it? Commissioner, who can just
yeah,
say a friendly character that shares a keyword can make an attack, I think. I
yeah.
feel
He
like
just
most
takes a
of that
power action. Yeah,
stuff would be okay though, right? Because what's the difference between choosing your character or your teammate's character? It's still just going to be one attack.
yeah, and you're taking a power action for it.
Yeah. I feel like that would be fine if you were able to do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to now the next one, which is game end and determining winner.
Yep. So game end and determining winner, a team is defeated if their opponents together have a combined 500 or more victory points, including any flipped down one shots. That's interesting because I didn't think it was until. And nothing is resolving, and the opposing team has less cumulative victory points. Or when nothing is resolving and one team consisting of both players is completely KO'd. When the game ends, both players will add up the total victory points they scored and report this value together as one combined total. If neither team is defeated, the team with the greatest combined victory points will be recorded as the winner. In the event of a tie in single elimination or a tie with more than 0 victory points in Swiss, all 4 players will roll 2d6, and the team with the greatest total from their 4d6 will be the winner. In the case of a tie, re-roll all dice. In the event of a tie in Swiss, in which all players earn 0 points, the game ends in a loss for all players and teams of players.
Why is it referencing one shots when there's no sideline?
I don't know. That was the one thing that I thought was weird. Yeah.
They didn't add them, did they?
No. I mean, from HC units, if you click it, it does say sideline is none. I mean, the unit types that are allowed says it, but I think that was just a mistake.
If
But I don't
you
think there's a sideline.
if you make your what if you do like Nico or something and you try to
No,
build
because
a
it
team
says
with
that you can
Nico?
add to your sideline. You can't use any one shots because it says that you can add 3 to your sideline. So I guess she'd have to be clarified. Maybe I'm looking to see exactly how she's worded.
Because if you
But
look
they
at the
don't count towards your
building,
sideline.
if you look at the build,
But it says
there's no
sideline isn't
sideline.
allowed. So
So why is it
with
talking
sideline not being
about?
allowed, I that's yeah, that's what was.
I
I
just
did a
added
double
her
take
to
on
the
that.
main
I think it was
force.
just a
Yeah, you don't
mistake.
get it. I don't.
Yeah.
All right, not sure why then. That's there. Where was that? So pretty much 100 points though over like a normal HeroClix game. The mercy rule. Is there any
Mm-hmm.
other big takeaways out of that? I don't think so.
No, no. Everything else is the same as official tournaments with a 0-0 tie is a double loss in Swiss.
Just the extra confusing part about flipped on one shots.
Yes, that was yeah.
All right. Then additional rules. During the game, players may talk with one another about strategy decisions, but cannot do so private in a way that their opponents cannot hear the conversations. Players can't win the game from having mission points. So you can't whisper to your teammate, I guess, or cover your mouth as you talk. Is that what that is?
Yeah, yeah. You can't have a private. Yeah.
I've heard mixed responses for people and the amount of help they get from their team. Miles, before I give you my opinion on that, what would you say? What do you feel like is the appropriate amount of discussion?
Um, that's tough. I do think that both players need to play the team. I don't think that you just have one person making all the decisions. For sure. Um, I guess it almost be a case by case basis, honestly, because you don't want someone telling their teammate what to do in every move. Obviously, you're like, oh, hey, he's here. You can do this. Seems fine, but yeah, just telling them what actions to do without them actually, conversing or doing anything else. But once again, like that's a case by case basis, and like how do you approach that as appropriate and not appropriate when you have one, like, how can you say that one player's playing both teams?
And part of that too is
You
just the I don't know, agreement, or the like the player that is number 2, the more, I don't know, submissive player. One of the best things
I
about
guess.
this type of a game is that you can have somebody that is a newer player directly learning strategy. And I think that that's a huge
Yes.
plus to this type of format when you have 2 people on the same map working together. But I can see where the one player literally is just playing both teams, saying, do this, do this, do this. And if the other, if the second player, though, the submissive player, is fine with that, how do you say, no, you can't do that then, you know?
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's something that you can't really. I don't think you can do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird position. Just like how, like, when do you call a judge to say an opponent is stalling?
That's a good question. But like, it might be annoying to your opponents if you're controlling both teams, but is it really like something you can say is like a strategy, or like people use the like the stalling tactic? It's not. What's the difference realistically if one person's just saying you should do this, you should do this, you should do this? I think the worst case scenario is going to be if 2 people that don't know each other play together, and one person wants the person to do this, and they're just like, well, I don't want to, and then they're just getting mad that they're not listening. So I think that's really the only way that would work. Otherwise, you probably know the person that you're teaming with pretty well. So I'm not sure. I think it's the most positive thing about this type of format is that you can play with somebody that maybe doesn't know as much.
See, now that's something I think that you just brought up that would be really interesting, where no one knows who their partner is. You build a 200-point team. Partners are assigned when the tournament starts.
Well, that just sounds like a disaster right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So then now you're like, okay, this is how it's done. That's the kind of chaos I want to see, where you just, you get your teammates matched up.
I feel like fights are going to happen for sure.
Yeah, you know what? It's fine. They're CliX players. They won't fight. They'll just yell.
What about the format summary here?
All right, so the format summary, we have players per team is 2. The build total is 200 points. The maps are 2 per player on their force sheet. Both players on one team can use the same map or maps, and when they use the same map, they can share one copy of that map. Only 16 by 16 square maps are legal. No orange text, no pink text. Squares and orange borders are clear terrain unless surrounded by an additional colored border. The time limit is 45 to 60. And the age is Superior Foes of Spider-Man set in all products released after it. And it's Extreme Highlander, where a game element that is used on one player's force may not be used on their teammate's force based on collector's number and set symbol, except standard terrain markers. Characters with a real name of various, characters that reference other characters that share a set number and name with them, and their special powers and or traits. All game elements are considered unique by collector's number and set symbol, except standard terrain markers, characters with a real name of various, characters that reference other characters that share a set number and name with them, and their special powers and or traits.
All right, so the whole thing with the maps, that was new to me right there. So originally you had to have 2 maps on your force, 2 maps on your partner's force.
And they all had to be different, right?
And if you are second player, you have to choose from your maps, not your partner's maps, right? So if there's a map that you guys both really want, now you just add that to both your forces?
Yes, you just play the same 2 maps. So that way it doesn't matter who's first and second.
Okay.
And this one is you don't even decide who's first or second. So this is where it gets really interesting because it's based off of die rolls instead of assigning who's first and who's second.
Where's that?
Wasn't that what it was for initiative and player order?
It was originally. Is it? I thought
that's
all 4 players rolled, and then the winning team chooses.
Okay. So the player with the highest roll decides. Okay.
That team gets to choose who's first player. Right?
Yeah. There was a lot. So yeah, I had to reread it. Yeah,
it's changed a bunch of times. Originally, you couldn't even choose to be first player or choose map when the game format just first started. So this has gone through a bunch of different iterations. But the new thing with that map, that's news. I did not see that before. So you can actually pick the same one. So if you for sure want to play on Brock's Bunker, then you can both do Brock's Bunker.
Yeah, you just do Brock's Bunker and Monster Island. That's your 2 maps.
No one's choosing, or I'm not choosing Monsters Island, and I would not let Oliver do Monsters Island. I know that's not true. I know that's probably going to be the second most common map is Monsters Island.
Yeah.
I think that was most of the issue, right? Nothing else, because there's no different. You can only use standard terrain markers, and it's regular silver rules with the real name various and all that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Other build restrictions, sideline. So 0 game elements. If a game element would be added to a sideline, it is instead immediately removed from the game and not scored. Therefore, you cannot play ID cards. So yeah, I don't understand why they're referencing face down one shots earlier. Then CUR rarity. Your force may contain any number of commons, uncommons, and rares. Your force may contain team up cards and other alternate cards. So that doesn't change any of those commons, uncommons, and rares if you decide to play those. Terrain markers. Your starting force may include up to 2 standard terrain markers. None of your terrain markers may be non-standard terrain markers, effect terrain, or special objects. If a non-standard terrain marker not printed on a character's card, effect terrain with a collector's number and set number, or special object with a collector's number and set symbol would be generated. It instead is not generated. So it's just then 1 by 1. It's like playing sealed or a battle royale. It's either 1 by 1 blocking, smoke, hindering, water, or blocking. Did I get them all?
Yeah.
1 by 1 elevated is not a standard terrain marker.
Oh, an object.
Yeah, or an object. Terrain. Yes, I frequently forget that one. All right, then gold tab, your force. This means per player, so each player of a team can include may include a maximum of 1 gold rarity character, super rare or 400 pack. So you get 1 character per person that can either be a super rare or a piece from a 400 set, with a point value of 1 or more that is not prime. If a game element of this rarity with a point value of 1 or more would be generated from outside the game, it is instead not generated. And then you also get something from a premium rarity, which is a bronze, blue, purple, or prime. Your force, this means per player, so each player of a team can include 1, may include a maximum of 1 character with a point value of 1 or more that is either bronze rarity tab printed on the card, which is a chaser and LE, or a blue rarity, which is an ultra chase, or iconics figure denoted but with the padlock set symbol icon or legacy card denoted with a collector's number on the character card beginning with the letter L, or bystander or prime. A super rare prime does not also use your gold rarity slot, but only 1 player per team of 2 players may include a prime. If a game element of this rarity with a point value of 1 or more would be generated from outside the game, it is instead not generated. So this is where it got super, super confusing, and they also moved legacy cards. Originally, legacy cards counted as whatever rarity the piece was originally, which changing it to this is way, way better, because there are pieces that became insane that you would just count as an uncommon or a rare that you could.
Well, and then you also had them that had no tabs. I mean, you're talking about the legacy Lockjaw, the legacy Thanos. Like, they don't have tabs, rarity tabs.
Yeah. So then what would they be?
Yeah, it just makes it a lot easier for that. Yeah. The one thing that not sure is the super rare, but then you can also have a super rare prime with a super rare. So that's kind of
Yeah. I spent like a whole day with Ali building our teams and going back and forth and trying to add stuff and trying to get a super rare on there and then one of those other things and then just keep adding a piece and deleting a piece and checking to see restrictions, which we'll get into shortly. Because here's the other thing too. So equipment, your force, this means per player. So each player of a team may include one equipment, regardless of rarity, with a printed point value of 1 or more assigned to a character. The chosen equipment cannot be assigned to a character on the restricted list, nor a figure with a gold, bronze, blue, purple, prime rarity, or legacy card, or bystander, if an equipment with the printed point value of 1 or more would be generated, while a player already has a friendly equipment with a printed point value of 1 or more on their force, it is instead not generated. Friendly characters may be equipped with opposing equipment during the game normally. Some game effects may reference a character being allowed to be assigned 2 or more equipment at force construction or assigning an equipment to a character this section otherwise prohibits. Those game effects do not supersede this force build restriction. So you can only equip commons, uncommons, and rares. You can only assign them equipment during force construction, but you can find ways to generate or equip other ones later. So all of your higher rarity stuff cannot be assigned during force construction, but there's little cheats where you can do things. Well, you can't do any sideline swaps, right?
Shuri's the only one.
You sure he's gonna generate?
Yeah, Shuri's the only one.
And then trader can trade it out.
That's the only one. Yeah, that's because it's. Yeah, because right now, if you would generate a one of with a point value of 1 or more, you don't. So you'd only do the Shuri equipment to cheat on more than one equipment.
But there's ways to knock people back, right? I mean, there's got to be a one-click character that you can assign and then knock them back with like a Sinestro chase from Wonder Woman 80. So there's ways to kill your own piece that's equipped with something, and then your guy can equip it turn 1.
Well, yeah, you have like Friends Against Humanity, or Friends Against Humanity.
They're 5 points.
Deadpool, not Deadpool,
DPS,
but the Dark Phoenix Saga.
So I know that's going to be a big strategy now. Originally, you could not ever. You chose one character to equip that was a CUR, and then those are the only pieces that could be equipped, and I think only with that equipment or something. There was like 3 pages on just equipment, and it was extra confusing. So this is more narrowed down, but it will now lead to people just finding ways to cheat it onto their higher rarity pieces turn 1. So it is with the no sideline though. It is harder to kill your own piece or damage it. So you don't have all your one shots or anything like that, and you don't have the ability to have the terrain that allows you to drop them off or TK it.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say with Mad Jim, but Mad Jim, you can't just swap it with another character.
Oh yeah, it's all sideline stuff. So he's pretty much unplayable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's a pretty long ban list. You can't play any big maps, can't play any WWE pieces. We already talked about special terrain. You can only play 1x1s or 1x2s. And then it's pretty much.
See, that's interesting from the WWE set, because if you don't think to click that, if you just click the link from here. Okay, no, yeah, they don't have WWE. I remember seeing WWE for the universe for figures. So yeah, so that one does check. Good.
Oh, and when you click double issue on HC units.
Yeah, the only thing it does say though is that the unit types that are illegal are mystery cards and one shots.
Which, I don't know if there was there's never been a sideline though for this format, so I don't understand.
No, and it says if anything would be added, so maybe edit that, because if you're just looking at that, you're like, oh, we can have one shots and mystery cards because it says it's legal.
Then there's a ban list that is pretty close to silver. You also can't play, 2x2? So all of the trader mechanic pieces, a lot of the ones that let you damage your own piece, those are out. And then some of the just super toxic pieces like Moira McTaggart, Unis the Untouchable, that legacy card, the Sinister that lets you go with rally dies, and then the Prime Professor X. What does this one do? Why is that one banned?
That Reggie did something with it. That was the Brood Professor X.
Yeah.
For you to make like unlimited broods. Yeah.
Okay. Restricted list. Now this is only stuff that you can play one per team, both you and your partner. So if one of your teammates plays this, then no one else can take a piece off this. So a character on the restricted list cannot be equipped at Force Construction. An equipment on the restricted list can only be equipped by a game element with a rarity of common, uncommon, or rare, which that's always a thing anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or no, it's not. So this is actually equipping it. So you can't.
Yeah, so you can't cheat on it, yeah.
All right, so when you're building, you cannot assign stuff to any of the premium stuff that we already talked about, which is anything that's not a CUR. If you have equipment later on, though, you can, unless that equipment is on the restricted list. Then only CURs can equip the restricted list equipment, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you can't cheat Trick Arrow or Cloak.
Or Destroyer Armor. That's another big one. That's actually the biggest one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the only... Oh, All Black the Necro Sword. That's another big one.
Yeah.
That's it, though. Otherwise, it's ADW Hawkeye, the MOE swap, Doom Supreme, and Iron Inquisitor. Both of the Supermans from the DC starter set. Colossus Prime from Deadpool Weapon X. Vulture from Earth X. That piece was terrible. So Animal Man I thought was interesting. Miles and I were talking about this before we were recording. I don't know if he can't be on your sideline and you have to pay all 60 points for him, and he counts as the super rare on your team. I don't understand why he needs to be restricted.
Yeah, if he's main force, yeah, that's the whole entire worry becomes a problem is, when you put him as a sideline and you completely get rid of that with this format. So yeah, I don't think he really needed to be on the side because, like, as of right now, he can be your restricted list and you can still assign him to Prime Rogue.
Yeah. And that seems really good.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I don't know, like, where all of a sudden Animal Man's seen as a problem, but the Rogue Prime doesn't need to be on the restricted.
Yeah, why is Prime Rogue not on this list?
Because main force Animal Man, I don't think is worthy of a restricted. I think Prime Rogue over him. Yeah. Now sideline, okay, I can understand that. I completely understand. Putting him on a restricted list
for sure
for sideline. But when you have to pay 60 points, if you're going to assign it to somebody else, I don't. Especially when you're 200 points. Yeah, that was the one that seemed a little weird.
They also have then the Thor that does the 2 damage pulse wave. All the trick arrows are on there. Predegaton, the Watcher from the starter set, Cloak of Levitation, trick arrows. The other one that was really confusing was Elsa Bloodstone, the Prime. So she can't start with trick arrows because they're both restricted. But even if she could, and she wasn't on the list, that would be your restricted element for your entire team. Is it because she's giving equipment away then if she starts with it? But you can't.
But you can't start with it. So you'd have to cheat to get her to get the equipment, but by that you can already equip it with anyone anyway.
It's so much work to even get her equipped anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why she's on this list either. She doesn't seem.
And then she gets a free attack against an equipped character, so which is only going to be usually a common, uncommon, or rare. So
is that that
she
terrible?
Gets a free attack against him. Yeah.
And she's going to be taking damage more frequently because the opponents are only going to have one of their pieces equipped. So
Yeah.
And usually it's not going to be their higher rarity piece. So she's taking extra damage because they're going to be, what,
No, that's what I'm
3,
like.
4, 5 damage?
I'm like prime blood. Here's some bloodstones on the restricted, but not rogue. I'm like, come on now, come on.
Dr. Claire Finn is on here, so that's the one that makes the, what is it, off-at pog that lets everyone sidestep that's adjacent to him.
Yeah, and I understand that, but
Yeah, that's fine.
it's,
I don't see anyone ever choosing that as a restricted unit for their
No.
team, though. Destroyer armor, Freya. Is that just because she's going to be probbing so much on everyone's turn?
well, and stopping prob, I guess. I don't know. That's maybe.
She'd prob 3
'Cause,
times
like,
on your turn and then 3 times on your friendly team.
As long as you have Asgardian, but she also does only have a range of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't get the
And you don't get Heimdall
8
Sight.
range for the one shot.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's that bad. Thug is
I guess.
I always
Just
forget what this is. What is he? That's the big issue.
Yes.
You would technically be able to play multiples of him because he's various, I guess I'm assuming.
Yeah, but at some point you have to realize that just ban the figure. Don't even put it on. Yeah, that's choose a named keyword that at least 2 higher point characters on your team have. Thug has that keyword this game, but can't use team prob.
No theme team prop for Thug.
Yeah, you just ban the figure. Don't even try and be cute and put him on a restricted list.
Man, is Prime Spider-Man worth playing?
Yeah, I mean you're still getting 3 attacks.
You're taking damage though.
3 to 4 attacks.
How are you?
Yeah.
So he's on the restricted list. So you can't ever equip him.
Yeah, Kevin's not on here though. So you just heal him up from 8.
I guess. So just support him. Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting how you look at all these figures on here and you're like, how did Kevin not get on the restricted? That was the one thing for me because I'm like, no Kevin and no Prime Rogue. But we have Thug.
All Black's on here, which I think is fine to take off for this format. I think Beetlejuice is a terrible option to have on here. So yeah, you're restricted, but he is making the entire game slow down with 4 people. 4 people don't get their free actions.
Yep, so games are going to take even longer, which means, I mean, what your average may be getting 3 turns per person, which sounds about like an average game, because realistically, like that's 6 per person when you look from a team thing. So yeah, I mean, you'll be lucky to get a second turn in if you have a team with 3 actions.
And how easy is it going to be just to barrier up then? And it's almost impossible to get to people. Yeah, it's small maps, but yeah, I think that's rough.
Yeah.
Both the porters, which is great. They were the first pieces on the restricted list for silver anyway. Is this Death Metal Wonder Woman?
It is. I thought she was 2020, but I think that's
right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Death Metal. Oh no, yeah, it's 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought she was 2020 for some reason.
Then it's 048 Ghost Rider, and then Scarab, which that I think is a terrible call also, because now you can't equip him, but one of his huge things is just being able to copy equipment from anybody. So now you just equip the Serpent Crown to one of your CURs, and now he can just do the mind control through things.
Yeah, you just have someone be able to, like, with hypersonic speed, being able to pick up and drop off like an object. Pretty easy.
Yeah, so I think that's a rough one right there to bring back. And then the Commissioner, who is good, but I don't think he's deserving to be on this list when he's already a chase. So one player, that would be their premium piece for that category. Yep. Genesis is on here, and she's not giving your teammate Araco. So is it for the increase Blades damage.
Maybe.
You can't
But Ares
ever
isn't on
equip
here.
her, and you can't ever equip her.
No, and you can't play her with APOC, and so that means your teammate would have to do APOC, but you still wouldn't be able to cheat your everything. So yeah, I don't think. And as I said, like there's no Kevin. Like I don't. A few of these are I don't.
I don't understand. And then Angel, it's harder to self damage a lot of these pieces though. You know what I mean? Like before, it was like influence ring or TK them into or off of a elevated.
Yeah,
one shots, but you don't get that stuff anymore. So it's very hard to do that. I think that Angel absolutely deserves to be on the silver restricted list. But
Yeah,
I don't understand
that
this one
Angel
either.
ball.
Yeah, it's so much harder to self-damage your characters in this format, which is a good thing. But I think that changes a lot of the math on some of these characters being worthy of getting on a restricted or banned list.
Well, no Kevin that's still mind blowing. Like we saw what Kevin did during Silver. People weren't playing theme to play Kevin.
No.
So like, oh, we don't need to play theme. I'm playing Kevin.
So yeah, I spent like a day just trying to go back and forth and see what I could play, equip, what worked well together, and it was very confusing and a lot of work. So it's very challenging. So you got to put a lot of time into building for this. I'm playing with Oliver though, so like I'm excited to do that with him, and I know he's excited to play with me. But it was a lot to do. We're just building around something he wants to play and going from there.
You're no freeze, right? Just remember, you're gonna be matched up against Lokis and Beetlejuices.
I know it's gonna be potential is there to be really, really rough.
Yeah.
As far as team builds though, what do you think is gonna be the best thing to do for that? Where you have a tent pole on each side, or one team is super offense, one team is super defense?
I think honestly because like you said, there's 4 players. You're gonna get an average of 3 turns. I think you need a heavy beat stick that you're able to get some support on from both players. Like obviously Prime Rogue on one team. I don't know, and for instance, like say Lord of the Vampires Wolverine on the other. You know?
Yeah.
Because your teammate can take power actions to heal up your Wolverine.
Right.
So I think that's probably gonna be the best. Like the swarm team obviously aspect isn't going to really work when you can only do 200 points because you have to get in there and get points early. So you need to be aggressive, I think, with this format, and that's the same thing like with the battle royal. Like you need to get points, you have to be aggressive, and so you're going to look for those attackers. Like Beetlejuice on the restricted, realistically, he's not that great in the format like this.
He's not.
He's taking up half of your team. But so you're gonna try and limit your opponent, but the problem is that how are you gonna score points? You know, I think the team that's gonna win is gonna have a prime rogue on one team for sure, and then you're gonna get another attacker in. I mean, there's plenty of other ones out there, like I said with Wolverine out there, and they're both able to get great support pieces on there.
Having played this format quite a few times, you got to think of it like a battle royale. Also, how many times have you passed your turn and then you have to watch the next player go, then the next player go, then the next player go, and then time gets called. So if you're the offensive player, that really hurts to allow your teammate to have 2 turns, and then your passive, more support player also have a turn, and probably you're losing then.
Yeah, so that's why you have to both, I think, be aggressive, so that way, like you can weaken them or get some points, and then your partner can get some points on their turn as well. You don't want to make one team your attacking team to where, okay, my win condition is my team.
Right.
I don't think that's the best mode.
So
you
kind
need to be
of
able to score points.
Yeah, you kind of build it like two separate teams, and if there's a little bit of synergy in between, that's fine. But I think you really do need to have, an attacker or two on each team, and then a little bit of support on each team, and that's how you're gonna have the best synergy.
Yeah, because I've played the format a few times, so yeah, that's exactly what I would do, and it seemed to work.
I think the biggest thing with Juice though is that you are telling your opponent or your teammate that that's what you're playing, so you're building into that, and now you have two players that don't have those free actions, and then you have another team that came to play the game with their pieces, and it's going to slow them down and hurt them. So it still is,
you know what,
you're making choices on what to play or not to play because of that.
That might be because like the good thing is that, I mean, I guess it's not really good. So you'll have one Prime Rogue team and one Juice team, because you can still get like another super rare in there with Beetlejuice
right
on that team.
So you're just looking for hypersonic pieces with good values.
Yep. I guess I'll just have to see the format played out to see how it really goes, because reading through it, you have to read it several times to really get the gist of it. But
and it's
it has
changed too. If you've practiced this, if you looked at it, it's changed iterations quite a few times in a lot of rules. So definitely need to keep up with the changes to be able to build and play.
I did think it was interesting that Kong wasn't on the restricted list.
Originally, yeah, but now you can't play 2x2s at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no new 2x2s. So I guess that solved the problem of Kong.
Yeah, originally it wasn't Highlander. You could play 2x2s.
That was fun. Yeah, because I played the version 1. And I'll tell you what, that was, yeah.
Yeah, double 200-point Kongs was great.
It was.
You're thinking the highest or the best piece though is going to probably be a team with Beetlejuice, and then the other team has Rogue.
I think Prime Rogue's going to be obviously one of them. I think it's going to be either Prime Rogue and Beetlejuice is going to be the top one, or Prime Rogue and like another figure. Like maybe I think this is the format that Wolverine Lord of Vampires can be in, because I'm not sure if you're going to pick your one equipment to be Bloodstone, and so I think this is a format that the Wolverine Lord of Vampires can shine.
And then that does leave, you did mention before, because you can't ever equip Prime Rogue. No, never mind, you can, because she's not on the restricted list.
Yeah, she's not restricted.
So you can find a way to get Destroyer Armor on her or something. I guess not if you're playing
You can also just give her Animal Man. Yeah, you can also just give her Animal Man on that team.
Because the Prime will be
that'd be different.
one piece, and then you can get her. Yeah, with Animal Man for 60 points.
Yeah, you wouldn't have Beetlejuice for the other team, because Animal Man is useless against Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't do it, but you could. They're both restricted too, so you can't. The amount of like going back and forth and checking for stuff is very.
Oh yeah, it's one restricted for both forces,
for both,
right?
Yeah. So you have to choose that. Then it's just very hard to build for. HC Units does as good as it can to help you, and it's a very cool ability to just switch between Force 1 and Force 2, so you can keep going back and forth really easily. But just being able to know what you can build with and can't, and then having to get rid of stuff. Scratch space is really nice when you're going back and forth with it. But it was very challenging. But I don't think many people are going in here with a big plan or a lot of practice, so I think that this has the potential to at least be an enjoying day.
Yeah.
But we will see. All right, and then like we said, Friday, we've already talked about Silver Pulp for weeks, and then we have Modern on Saturday, which we talked about last week. This is going to be the first one with Strange Tales Legal, so that adds a whole lot of different things. So be prepared to not have any special powers or team abilities, because I see a lot of people playing Loki Sorcerer Supreme. And tons of one-shots with Nico.
Yes.
Then Sunday is going to be Team Sealed with Strange Tales. So always look at your CURs. You can go back and listen to any of the set reviews from other podcasts. I think that's the best way to prep. We can probably run down these pretty quick. The 001 Doctor Strange that gives Mystics, he's an auto play on a team, right? Maybe 2.
Probably on all 3. Yeah, because I mean the chance of you pulling 3 in a brick, I mean, it's possible. But
Yeah,
at least 2, I think.
Yeah, you should be able to get 2 at least. Clea.
I mean, I had a brick
Oh.
of Collector's Trove that had 3 common Thanoses. So
Yeah, it's possible, but it's 40 points, sidestep, flight, TK, prob, barrier for only 40 points, and he gives mystics to friendly characters with the Avengers keyword, and then pings them if you have mystics, if they use prob, outwit, or perplex. So he's an autoplay at any team. The Clea, I don't think you're playing her, right? 45 TK. There's got to be TK somewhere else. Do you like the Mordo? At 80 or 40? I don't. You have a brick.
So,
you have a brick. This isn't just.
This is where it's different. I know, but you gotta remember though that for me, yes, I do. Like I'll take that piece. I'll get a Kerr team. I'll make it work. I don't think I wouldn't recommend it. I think that you're trying to play on hard mode. I mean, I've done that before. Like usually, whenever I play team sealed, I always use the crappier pieces. That's just, I use I guess I can't really say crappy. I'll say the lower rarity figures. So he's a piece that gets out of the booster for sure. That I'll look at. I mean, you're talking 40 points sidestep. He's a 10-4. Whenever he takes mystics, he heals. Or probbed.
Or friendly. I don't know. I just don't see it being worth it. I almost like him better at 80 points because you have a chance to heal him with all the mystics in the thing. When a friendly character is dealt damage by mystics or targeted by an opposing outwit, perplex, or prob, after resolutions you can heal Baron Mordo. And he's got Mastermind, so maybe you can keep him alive. But again, I don't think I'm suggesting anyone play him.
I wouldn't recommend that. But no, for your third team, because you're always going to have, I think it's always recommended for one of your players to be that player that's going to be playing with the Island of Misfits Toys figures and making it work. I've made less work more, so.
Okay. I'm going to disagree on that one.
We won team sealed out in CLIX camp with it. So with me playing the lower rarity figures,
there was good stuff there though. You had an awesome brute team with Primus.
I know I did. Yeah. But even in I went 4-1 when that one loss was actually just a 0-0, in Swiss with the full point Lex Luthor from Lantern Legacy. So
yuck.
Who I think is So like I said, that if you know what you're doing, you can make these figures work. And I always recommend one player be that player, so you can get the good pieces synergized better with your teammates.
All right. Paranormal Investigator is 20 points for 3 clicks, and his special damage power is perplex, but only if Paranormal Investigator is adjacent to a character with the mystical keyword, and Outwit, but only if Paranormal Investigator is adjacent to a character with the detective keyword. So I think you only play him if you can get both on one team.
Yeah.
So put him to the side, otherwise it's not. Yeah. But there's enough detectives in this set that I was able to make him work on one of my teams for sealed, and he was fine, but I don't think you play it for just one of those. Because you have to keep them a wit, or you have to keep them adjacent. If you use it and then you're not adjacent anymore, then you lose it.
Yep. Yeah. It'd be much better for this turn.
Yes. The vampire, even though this looks really cool for 15 points, and it heals into this God mode, 8 hypersonic, 12 blades, 20 invulnerability, and 4 battle fury. There is so much mystics in this set. He will never heal up. So, and he only has the sidestep. So I think there's better stuff. Yeah, so
you play him in the next figure.
He dies.
I know he does, yeah.
I guess if you can if you can do Darkhold Redeemer enhancement and adjacent friendly characters have safeguard mystics, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 35 points. But yeah, I mean, if that vampire does get going.
But they both get just so destroyed.
It does, yeah. No, it's that vampire, his dial looks spicy, but I mean, I guess if you can pull it off in one game for a team sealed, it's worth it. Just once. And you'll be lucky to do that.
Mm-hmm. What about Cat Familiar? Who's a 15-point prob when you're adjacent. I think that's an autoplay, right? You never do his other thing to kill him, but
Yeah, you never kill it. Yeah,
it's one of your cheaper
Yeah.
probs in the set. Just contingent on being adjacent.
yeah, you just carry and prob it. Yeah.
Do you like this Enchantress? 45 points for 6 clicks. It is TK, and then when an opposing character within range and line of fire would move, you may choose the first square that character moves into. So I got a chance to play her actually, and that did make a difference in this this sealed set. But 45,
Really? Because
I don't.
just seems like
probably
you
not.
have to be within 4, and she dies because she doesn't even have a reducer. And then when she does get the reducer, she loses that.
Yes. And then it's only 1 bolt, 12 attack, but precision strike. So I don't think she is good enough. I played her, and it was a 2 booster sealed, so my options were limited. And
Yeah,
I think that
2
was
booster
more.
shield, absolutely.
I think that was more of a situation, but
Yeah.
you leave her alone. Mindless one. These goons are awesome, both of them. You can play them at either point cost. At 40 points, you get 6 clicks, or 15, you get the 2. You can generate them back.
Yeah.
Do you like these? 15 points
I do like
is
the mindless ones.
Empower and Plasticity with Mystics.
I mean, we do have a better 15-point expendable goon with Mystics, but -1 is not a bad attacker.
Well, just for tie-up, there's 6 clicks for 40 points with Super Strength, 3 Empower, and Invulnerability with Plasticity.
Yeah.
So you got to chew through them a little bit. I don't think there's a ton of... there's some Pensai in this, but there's not a whole lot of exploit weakness.
Mm-mm.
Shield Spy, this guy was terrible, right? Oh, yeah,
No.
never.
No.
It's Outwit, but only if Shield Spy is part of a theme team, and then he's only Shield, Marksman, or Spy, and then Range Combat Expert, but only if another character can use Leadership. Never move an attack, always stealth, 40 points, and then he's made by a piece too, right? Is it the Nick Fury?
I think so, yeah.
So Nick Fury
It's
just
also trash.
drops these guys off, and then they just die together as a team.
Yep.
The Nick Fury LMD, sidestep, 10 attack with close combat expert. So 15 points. He's an 11 for 3. Maybe the sidestep. I don't know. No.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going, I don't know. I don't think so.
No. I think maybe you can
Next one.
argue putting him on your sideline or whatever. I think you have to write down these things that you generate when you are doing team sealed.
Yeah, because you can't generate anything that you don't have. Like it wasn't in your brick.
Yeah, so
yeah.
there's a chance that at the very end of the game that 11 for 3 close combat expert with a sidestep might come in handy, but that's about it. So maybe hold on to him. But Wand Agents, Wong and Namor Detectives. He's great at 45 or 15. Adjacent friendly characters with the mystical keyword have shield team ability. So you're either getting a running shot, 11 Pensai, 18 toughness with 3 enhancements for 45 points, 5 clicks, or for 15, he's going to be a 5 sidestep, 10 precision strike, 16 willpower, 2 empower. I think you just always play him at 45 for the running shot Pensai, right?
Yeah. I have to agree there. Yeah. He's just really good.
The Astrals here, Sword Dormammu, adjacent opposing characters modify attack -1. I don't think you're going to build with this guy. You're going to hope that you pull the rare and you get him on one of your teams, and then you give this to that guy. So you're probably not going to build with this one.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is you give the Astral Dormammu commons to whoever is going to play Dormammu.
Yes, and you can get another, probably at least 2 in a booster. Or sorry, a brick. A brick, yeah. And all the Astrals have a 4 through 6 senses. The Scarlet Witch, friendly characters within range have safeguard opposing prob. So mystical set, there's a decent amount of prob. So I could see her for 15 points. Getting played.
Yeah, because I mean, she can be played with the rare, but
I don't like the rare though, right?
No, yeah, I don't think that you're gonna be doing the rare.
The Astral Agatha, so outwit, but only to target an adjacent character. So you can do an 8 phasing, go up and hit an outwit out for 15 points, and then you got a 50-50 rollout with Mystics.
So then I would actually keep these for someone to play Agatha. I think if you have a brick, I think that you play that Agatha on one of your 3 teams. Because people will be playing spell one-shots.
Oh, that's true.
And then you can generate them.
So you think it's better
And then you're going
to
to be able to.
give them to
I think,
to the
yeah,
rare?
so I mean, you're talking 2 teams is going to be one is going to have Agatha and one of them is going to have Dormammu so far from a brick. And I think those are 2 solid teams.
What about the Ebony Cats? You
No.
try to 25-point
I guess
enhancements?
maybe. I guess yeah, because you're also going to have Agatha modifying her the range and attack and damage.
Yeah,
So,
adjacent friendly characters with the mystical keyword modify range +1, and if they have Agatha in their name, you also modify the attack +1. So that'll work with either the astral or the rare that you get.
Yeah.
And the +1 enhancement, and then it also has improved movement, elevated, and characters. So I think it's worth playing for sure, and mystics again too.
Yeah, I forgot it was the range +1, attack +1.
So yeah, I think that's
I was
worth
thinking
it.
the crappy cat. Yep.
Astral Strange is going to block line of fire if lines of fire drawn to adjacent friendly characters are hindered, so they would be blocked if they already have stealth. Do you try to just put this on your sideline for Strange though and not play it probably?
If you pull 1, yeah. If you pull 2, I think that you can hope that you pull the super rare Strange or Chase, and I think you put them on the sideline for that. Just because, I mean, point denial is point denial.
And then I think you're looking too just to see who might have stealth to try to take advantage of the power though, right?
Yeah.
Astral Clea is 15-point support. She's an auto play on as many teams as you can get.
Yes, absolutely. I think the next one's an autoplay too.
Yes, this might actually be my favorite. The 15 points for Astral Baron Mordo. If he's adjacent opposing characters can't reduce damage below 1. So that is mystics if they have invincible. That's poison. That's every attack. That's anything. So this guy knockback, yeah. So 15 points for this guy. He's an autoplay as well. And all these guys have
the
phasing.
Knockback is a sneaky. Because now you're talking if there's let me look here, see if there's even any Force Blast in the set. I guess it's just starting. No, there's only 2 starting Force Blasts, but
well, it's going to be rare, but Nico, that would be kind of cool to outwit something and not have it be their reducer.
Oh, yeah.
And then the knockback damage gets them if they're adjacent to Mordo.
Yeah, no, and I think that this is where you would actually like take a power action to Force Blast. I mean, because if I have a 10 attack character like Nico, and I can just Force Blast for guaranteed damage, I don't have to roll, I'm taking it.
Yeah. And then you don't have to worry about outwitting anything either. So plenty of pieces. They're going to be Power Cosmic in this set too. I think like Dormammu. No, he's a giant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's giant.
There's Invincible. So I like that combo. Super Strength, knock somebody back. They're taking damage. Hannibal King. I hate this guy.
Yep.
So you can
but
throw
he has
this
stealth.
guy. He does have stealth, so you can pair him with that 15-point Astral Strange that we just talked about.
Yep.
You're never building a Midnight Suns team, so opposing characters can't use improved targeting hindering. That's never going to come into play. Got senses, no reducer, 50 or 100 points. Jeez.
Yeah, no.
I played against Umar the Unrelenting, so 70 points, 7 clicks, and she has Mystics and Cosmic Energy. She does affect the spell one-shots. When a friendly spell one-shot is turned face down after resolutions, you may give an opposing character an action token.
Yeah, so now you're looking at it like we're building a team. We're assuming our brick's going to have a Dormammu and a Agatha. I think you put her with the Agatha team, honestly.
For the one-shots?
Well, she's the 4 through 6 senses, whenever you turn around face, the shape change 4 through 6 shape change.
Unoutwittable
Can't be
outwit.
outwitted.
Yeah, and she's got
She has
unoutwittable outwit.
mystical. So now
Flight,
she's gonna have a 5 range, and then she's gonna have 4 damage from 5.
flight, sidestep. She has poison. Get her with that Astral Bear and Mordo too.
Yeah.
2 bolts. And then, you can't outwit her shape change that succeeds on a 4 through 6. You can't outwit her outwit. So I think she's actually she might be the best uncommon.
Yeah. I think so. Like I like the Wong, but he only has that power for 1 click.
Yeah.
Besides, Astral Baron Mordo, I think is the best uncommon just because for 15 points. But
don't sleep on Umar.
No.
Dr. Druid. I think you guys liked her or his character, but not his dial, right? It's 60 point TK.
No, this is horrible.
And super senses. Yeah, protected pulse wave. He's not great. So I think he stays in the booster. I got to play Caecilius, and I actually liked him. So 60 points. He's only a 6 running shot, but he does have stealth, and he's got a 3 prob, 11 precision strike, and 3 bolts 4 range. And then
he works with Mordo. Because as deal a character, with the.
Oh yeah, there you go.
1 damage to an opposing character within range.
So when a friendly spell one shot is turned face down after resolutions, Caecilius may deal 1 damage to an opposing character within range. So yeah, put Mordo by him, and now you get that 1 damage no matter what.
Yeah,
but he's got the stealth, the running shot. I actually like this guy for 60 points. He's only 6 clicks, but I think he's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Dum Dum Dugan. This guy, just kind of dies. He's not doing much.
If he started with that attack power, I would say yes.
Yes.
But the fact that that's mid-dial and he'll probably never see that, it's a waste of 60 points.
And I don't think 60 points is worth the... I guess if you can't find leadership, maybe you think about it, right?
I guess, yeah.
But friendly characters with the monster keyword have the shield team ability. So if you have a bunch of monsters you're playing, and then I guess still a big shooter.
Well, we have 14 figures with leadership. I don't see him making a team.
Yeah, I don't think I'd grab him. 14 is enough.
Yeah.
Uncommon Nick Fury, 60 points for stealth, precision strike, leadership, and then once per turn, a friendly character with the shield team ability may use it as free. I don't think that's...
So he's giving out leadership. He's giving you shield TA for free. So you're able to bump up damage essentially for an enhancement. So you can also bump it up twice because you can take it to power and a free action.
Yes.
So you can have him take a power action and a free action to give someone 2 plus 2 damage from range.
And then he also has toughness, willpower, and friendly characters that share a keyword with Mick Fury modified defense +1 if they occupy hindering terrain.
Yep.
So I think that's actually good enough there. If you can build is Soldier good enough though in this set? I don't
think so.
That's more of just a coincidence then. Maybe 1 or 2 pieces on a non-theme team get a bonus.
Well, you can put them on mystical with the next figure. So, and I think that might be worth it.
Honestly. Oh yeah, because it's just share a keyword. It doesn't have to be printed. Are you paying?
But he's also leadership.
Yeah, when establishing theme teams, friendly characters with the mystical keyword gain the shield keyword. Wait. So. Oh, so you're getting mystical. You're giving mystical shield, which then now shares a keyword with Nick Fury. Okay, so you're not giving Nick Fury anything.
No.
Oh man, that's a 110 point combo though.
No, I know. But I don't think that you would do the Nick Fury. I think you just do Wong because Wong's bringing the leadership.
Yeah.
Now you're able to use like the wand agent. Get that there. The cat's now going to have the shield keyword. Which is good. So you're able to theme it.
Yes, that's really good. It does give you more range though.
Opposing characters within range can't use probability control. It's so easy to get this Wong to 7 range and protect him.
Yeah.
And sealed.
Yeah, I like him way better than Nick Fury. So Wong over Fury for sure. This Frank Drake, I hate him too. Either 40 or 85 points. Nothing redeemable about him, right?
No.
No,
I mean, he's a sweet ponytail. He almost looks like Lucius Malfoy from Harry Potter.
a little bit.
The dad.
Sure. Yep.
That's his redeeming quality.
The other mindless one's the last uncommon. I think both these are great. So this one, it is sidestep, 11 precision strike. It's 3 range combat expert, so it's a 12 for 4 for 50 points. Or still at the low point line, it's got enhancement. An adjacent friendly characters named Baron, Mordo, Dormammu, or Mindless One modify range +1. So get a couple of these with any of the Baron, Mordos, or Dormammus. I think you try to get him with that Dormammu also, right? At 15.
Yeah, but I mean, him at 50, like you said, you can bump him to 7 range.
And there's a chance that you don't pull a Dormammu.
Yeah.
So I think you can easily make him an attacker. He's well worth the 50 points and sealed a 12 for 4 with precision strike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he's got improved targeting, blocking, and adjacent to characters. So even if you base him, he's still blasting you 12 for 4. 6 clicks.
Yep.
So both the mindless ones, super playable. Be excited if you get those guys. Shanzar, Nightmare, and Jericho Drum. So Shanzar is the one that you play with Dark Hulk, right? If you pull him.
Yeah, but it does, yeah.
You still have to pay for it.
Play it. Yeah.
So these all trigger when one of your characters take
Friendly
damage
characters
or KO'd. So Shanzar is when this character is given a move, power, or free action. After resolutions, deal this character 1 penetrating damage. So you put these on your opposing character that just you put these on the opposing character that just KO'd your character. Nightmare.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I think that you might play Nightmare on team at 90 because he just generates Nightmare. It doesn't even take a sideline slot, and he chooses once per game when he hits, you generate it and attach Nightmare to the hit character, and then if they take a power action, it goes to the sideline.
Yeah, so if you pull the rare Nightmare and this, which I don't think it's a guarantee you get them together, right?
Well, from everything I've seen, it's these like the astrals and these things are in almost every brick, and most of the time in the same booster.
The rare Nightmare and the Possessor.
No, the possess. Yeah, I don't know what the pull rate for the rares are.
But yeah, if you can, obviously save this for Nightmare. Otherwise, the effect is when this character deals damage, they deal half as much damage to themselves, rounded up. And then Jericho Drums is this character can't make range attacks or use improved abilities.
Yeah.
So I forget, does Jericho Drum generate that?
You can attach it, but you have to pay points. The only one that generates it for free is Nightmare.
Okay. Then
makes no sense.
The rare Dormammu, he's winning silver pulp events, so he is definitely a team 200 of your 300 points right there. Try to pair him with your astral Dormammus to generate, and then bring in the mindless ones as well for 15 points and try to get them all together.
Yep.
The Scarlet Witch for 70 points, so you can generate those astrals. Did we like her as just a piece for 70 points though?
I don't.
So running shot, 11 precision strike, 18 ESD, 3 shape change probability control, but may target characters with astral in their name or the Ghost Realm keyword, regardless of range or line of fire. Yeah, when you have a full brick, probably not.
Yeah, no. Yeah, when you have a full brick, I'll go with Agatha.
Yeah, and then
every time.
Agatha's giving you. We talked about this. So 8 speed, 11 precision strike, 18 ESD, 3 shape change, and then she's got the improved targeting through hindering though.
Yep.
And she interacts with the one shots too, where she heals if people. When a spell one shot is turned face down after resolutions, you may heal Agatha 2 clicks. And then when another friendly character with the mystical keyword is KO'd after resolutions, you may turn a friendly face down spell one shot face up. So pair her with your one shots and low point pieces like astrals, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Try to kill him. Then we have Bloodstorm, who is, again, one of the best silver pulp pieces, so he must make a team. I don't think there's anything else to say about him, right? You make sure you get
No.
him on a team. It's another leadership. He's
Yeah.
generating bystanders. He's got steel energy that goes above his stop click, so autoplay there. The Rare Strange, did we like him? He's got a stop click, 75
I do.
points. I got to play this guy in sealed, and turning off all of the black powers actually was a huge power play.
Yeah.
8 running
I also
shot,
like the fact that
11 pence,
you
or
can give him
pulse wave.
2 of the patrons.
Yeah, and you just give that to him then, right? Over any other team.
Yeah, and then you get one of them for free. So.
And then he's got a stop click that
Absolutely, yeah.
turns off opposing characters within range can't use improved targeting or movement. So yeah. He's 75 points, but he should find a team as well. The Blade. Do you like Blade? At 70?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's gonna be a third team. Like this is where I'm like, okay, do I want to play him or Umar? And like that's where it gets really close. It's like, maybe I want to do Agatha and this Blade because like Agatha's gonna be our range attacker, and I want some close. So yeah, I mean, I think playing him at full. I don't think you play him at low.
I don't. Yeah, even if you pull the Prime, you play the Prime instead. Never try to pull off the Steel Energy.
No.
When Blade KOs an opposing character, you may replace him with the Prime on click 5. Yeah, never do that. You either play this Blade at 70, or you play the Prime.
Yeah.
But he's too slow. He's not doing anything good at 45.
No.
The Ghost Rider, though, I actually saw this Ghost Rider do pretty well in sealed with the knockback. So he's got knockback, and when Ghost Rider knocks a character back, he may choose the direction of the knockback. And then he also makes the fire smoke terrain markers. But he's a hypersonic.
Baron Mordo.
Yeah, exactly. Pair him with Baron Mordo. He also has
85.
the 9 hypersonic. Yeah, always the 85 over 60, I think, for this guy, because that gives you 7 clicks, but it's a 9 hypersonic, 11 with that special Searing Chains knockback power we just talked about. He gets 3 clicks of Invincible at 18, and then a Perplex on top, too. So I haven't seen much Perplex in this set yet, so he's also at Perplex. So he's an autoplay, I think, at 85.
So that's where it comes into play with Agatha. Like, I think that you can also throw him with Agatha, because the chances of you pulling Agatha with, like, Blade, Umar, Ghost Rider, I think that you're going to get one of those 3 with her.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be... Because Dormammu is going to be your team with that.
Right.
And then, most likely your Prime or Chase are probably going to be played by your other person.
Do you like Nightmare at 90? So
yeah.
I think he's
if you pull Nightmare.
Yeah, if you do. The rares are going to be a little bit less of a guarantee. But he's a 6 range, 3 bolts, mind control stealth, and then free place Nightmare in a square of up to 4 squares away from his current square. But he's got a 13 attack, and he's another perplex with an 18 invincible. I do not like him at all on his 50-point line. But I think 90 points.
Yeah, the 90, just place him, through walls. It's essentially running shot.
You can TK him out, get the 6 mind control, 6 range, 3 bolt mind control, and then he can phase on the other side of a wall. Yeah, so this is where your map choices come into play with characters like this for sure.
Yep.
Do you like Morbius? This is a better Morbius that we've gotten. The vampire dials in this set are actually finally really good.
I do like him, just for the ability to support and then heal him up when he uses it. I think that he's a decent for 50 points. Like, he's a decent attacker and support piece with the sidestep. I know it's not great, but like once he gets healed up, he's a menace.
He's got super strength too, right? He ignores characters for movement, super strength, so he can pick something up, use it in the object attack, and then he heals up to something pretty decent too. A 10 hypersonic, 12 precision strike, 19 impervious, and 4 battle fury. So I think you make room for this guy on a team. Last one here is going to be the Rare Hulk. He does not look like much, but when he starts knocking back the bystanders or knocking them out, he's something to be messed with. Yeah. So he's super frustrating to go against. Yeah, it is. So I think this is another one you just build around. Is there any rares then that you don't play? That's hard then. Scarlet Witch, I
Scarlet
think, is
Witch.
the only one that we said don't play, right?
Yeah.
Every other one you can pretty much build around. Same thing with the super rares. You play them all except, I think, for Nick Fury, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 60
You don't
points
play
if
Nick
you
Fury.
do. I don't like him, but 60 points is at least a running shot Pensai with leadership, outwit, perplex. So I think that one you probably do, especially if you can pair it with what's the Patron? If Hogoth.
Oh, Hogoth, yeah.
Yeah, outwit or perplex, you can use that twice, yeah. So if you get Hogoth and put that on him, maybe it's 60 points. The Pensai is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, it's, you're never paying 20 more points to go to a 5 stealth 10 Pensai ever. No. So, yeah, maybe 60 points, but I think there's way better stuff to play. And then you're playing all your chases for sure, all your primes. They're all seeing play.
Yep.
All right, so that'll wrap up this one. We just wanted to get something out this week before we head over to Orlando. Pete is already in Orlando, and we're hoping to stream and get some commentary on some games down there. And then after all that, we'll have a recap episode, and then we are getting ready for CLIX Mania at Adepticon. Miles, how excited are you for that?
I'm stoked. Yeah, they tried to tell me I couldn't take the week off. I'm like, man, too late. Tickets already bought. Too bad.
All right. Anything else you want to say before? Go ahead. Nope. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I told him, I said, don't make me tell you another one of my grandmas died. You know.
How many have passed away now?
20 at least.
That's a lot of grandmas.
It is, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the results. I'm hoping to watch some streams this weekend, and do some homework on some potential, like where Modern's at. I think I have a pretty good idea, but I'm always hopeful that something will surprise me.
And unfortunately, we did not get that watch list out before this event, which I was really hoping for, the watch list results. So
the day before, it's gonna be Wednesday.
Could be wild. I just hope that we don't get the watch list on Monday, because we do not have the time to make those changes for our event either. So that means if they do go live, we'd have to not have them active, right?
Yeah. That's way too soon.
Yeah,
it just is.
And there's a lot of people that are going to both, so there's no way you can just rebuild your team for that. So if they watch list does go on Monday, then we're not going to be able to make the changes before the event. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, can't do it.
Yep, agreed.
All right, but I'll be down in Orlando. Pete will be down in Orlando, and I'll be with Ali, and then we got Dan and Looper that will be down there. So we will see you shortly. And remember,
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!
Are you kidding me? We still waiting on the watch list? This ain't a watch list anymore. It's a wait list, and I'm sick of it. Every event, same story. People grinding, trying to play real clicks. And then here comes Beetlejuiceberg waddling in like it's a free win buffet. How long we gotta wait, huh? Another month? Another event ruined?